Today, I want to talk about Brute Protocol and how the battle score work, and what is the gear progression wall in Brute Protocol and why it is a massive problem. Of course, this was only during the Brute Protocol network test and might not represent the full experience during the actual release of Brute Protocol in Japan, but most importantly is that this video is not meant to bash on the game itself, but rather just speak up about the issues and my overall experience during the Brute Protocol network test, as I was able to get past both of the major gear progression wall available in the network test, which I'll explain later. If you play Brute Protocol normally by following the main story quest, within your first 2 hours of gameplay, you're gonna hit the very first gear progression wall in the game, which is when you hit the church. At the point of you hitting the church, you'll probably have around 200 gear score, but the game asks you for 720 gear score, which is a massive jump. The way you progress your character at this point of the game is to farm rare material in the board dungeon and then craft a level 10 thunder weapon. This is where the first gear progression wall come in. While the game dropped you off at 200 battle score or gear score, you are required to have 270 battle score before you can enter the dungeon. So you must find a way to go from 200 battle score to 270 battle score. The way battle score is calculated in Brute Protocol is very simple. Starting off, of course, with your weapon, which is your major progression point, and it's the thing you're trying to upgrade every time because it lets you do more damage and what actually advances your character progression. But alternatively, your Imagi as well as your insignia also contribute to your battle score. For your Imagi, every level on your Imagi contributes to 10 battle score, so a level 5 Imagi will be 50 battle score, while a level 10 Imagi will be 100 battle score. For your insignia slot, every 5 level give you 30 battle score, so a level 5 one give you 30 battle score, while a level 10 one give you 60 battle score. In addition, these items are scaled down to your level because of the level sync feature, which means if you're level 8 only, and you equip a level 10 Imagi for example, then that Imagi will actually gonna go to level 8 and only give you 80 battle score instead of the full 100. The first gear progression wall in the game of course comes from the fact that you have to get from 200 battle score to 270 battle score, and at this point of the game it is very likely that you have a gear setup looking like this: a level 2 Imagi followed by level 5 Imagi. Both these are obtainable through the tutorial, and finally a single level 5 insignia. Which means in order for you to get from 200 battle score to 270 battle score, you're looking to either upgrade your Imagi from a level 2 to a level 5, followed by obtaining 2 more level 5 insignia, or you can just go for 3 more level 5 insignia. In order for you to obtain these higher level Imagi or insignia, your only really method of moving forward is to hunt rare material through either monster drop or gathering. This is of course where the gear progression wall of Brute Protocol come in. In order for you to advance your characters and get a higher level weapon that allow you to do more damage, you must first do a bunch of horizontal things like gathering to get enough gear score for you to enter the actual dungeon, which give you the actual material to craft the next level of weapon. You can see here I was at 314 battle score by upgrading my Imagi from level 2 to level 5, obtaining an additional level 5 insignia, but most importantly I was very lucky to obtain a level 10 insignia through a super rare drop in hunting. Most people will probably end up at the 290 gear score part with plus 30, plus 30, and finally another plus 30, and then finally this unlocks the first board dungeon for you, which then you can start hunting for those rare material to obtain your level 10 thunder weapon. After obtaining the level 10 thunder weapon, it is very likely that you'll be in the range of 960 gear score, as the level 10 thunder weapon give you 500 battle score. And at this point, this is where the second major gear progression wall of Brute Protocol network test come in. You see, while you're at 690 battle score, the next level of dungeon, which is how you get the next tier of weapon, either the fire weapon or the earth weapon, require you to have 930 battle score before you can queue for their dungeons. The gap between 690 battle score as well as 930 battle score is absolutely massive and required you to have insane amount of upgrade in order for you to actually hit that battle score requirement. And this is the reason why most players within the network test did not get past the second gear progression wall in Brute Protocol, simply because the grind here is absolutely massive. And this is what I truly want to talk about within this video. The problem here is that just like what myself and many other players complained during the first impression of Brute Protocol network test, the drop rate for rare material is just so low, and when you have to hunt for so many rare material, it feels insanely tedious, especially if your rare material are obtained through gathering aspect or harvesting. Harvesting, of course, just involves you running across the entire map, hitting every single node, and hoping for a rare drop. This is insanely tedious, but you have to do it anyway if you want to progress your character, because you have to get those rare items to pad your battle score. And this is the second problem with this system. You're obtaining item not because you want to, not because of the effect that they have, but simply to pad your battle score. When you obtain one of these new upgrades in Brute Protocol, it doesn't really feel like your character is getting stronger. It is only until you hit those major breakpoint of getting your brand new weapon, then it feels like your character is actually getting stronger and it's doing more damage. Which means each one of these upgrades doesn't really help you progress towards the next upgrade, and most importantly, a lot of the times they really feels like you're just getting these upgrades for the purpose of padding your battle score for the entry requirement, rather than because they're actually an upgrade. This is really observable through the Imagi system, since Imagi give more battle score than the Insignia, which give stats. Imagi are of course summoned in the game, which you can use to assist you in battle, and it could feels great to get a attack type Imagi to help you kill monster faster, but what if you get a healer type Imagi or a buff type Imagi? You might not want to equip a healer type Imagi because you don't really do more damage with it, so you don't kill faster by using it, but you have to anyway because it is what gives you the highest battle score. It results in you simply choosing the Imagi based on what battle score they give you, rather than choosing the one that you actually want to use because either of their appearance or their actual effect. In fact, this is exactly how I got past the 930 battle score Gear War in Brute Protocol, which unlock you the second tier of weapon, either the fire weapon or the earth weapon, which are level 25. I was equipping two attack type Imagi, level 15 and level 10 correspondingly, not because of the effect they gave me. In fact, I was trying to play a healer because I was playing the archer class and I was trying to see what a support in the game would feel like, in addition to the fact that I was under level, so I wouldn't be doing damage to the monster anyway, but I was still forced to equip two attack type Imagi, not because I want to. I would rather equip a healing type Imagi or a buff type Imagi because I was trying to play a support role. I ended up equipping two attack type Imagi simply because they gave me the highest battle score and I needed to pad my battle score in order to enter to the new dungeon, which of course unlocked more progression for my actual character. Many other modern MMORPG have the concept of battle score, gear score, or even item level as well, such as in Final Fantasy or Lost Ark. Lost Ark also have kind of a battle score system, in this case known as item level, and it's a lot more straightforward and a lot more linear. Each one of your successful upgrade to your gear, known as honing in Lost Ark, will improve your gear score to some amount, but it also feels like it is impactful. Each one of your upgrade feels like it is doing something, it is giving you more damage, and is consistently progressing you to the next level or the next content. Whenever you have enough item level for the next content, you unlock it and you're available to challenge that content. Don't get me wrong, Lost Ark also have a lot of horizontal content, but none of these ever truly get you off from doing any kind of content. They do help improve your character if you do decide to do it. For example, collecting a lot of giant heart will give you a skill point, which means you get more skills, or you can get more or better runes that can help you combat in battle. But you're never really truly gated off by, hey, you know what, you can't progress in this next raid because you don't have enough Bokoko seed. I think the easiest way to visualize is actually through the accessory system in Lost Ark. In Lost Ark, accessories give you engraving, but they do not contribute to your item level in any way. If I take off my earring, for example, you can see my item level did not change. But these accessories have really powerful engraving that allow you to hunt and go for the one that you really need to give you really powerful effect in battle. Now imagine if these accessories were to give gear score instead. Then instead of choosing the accessories that is actually right for you with the right engraving effect, some people might just go for the accessories that give them the highest item level to unlock the new content, because they need that item level to get to the new raid, to get to Browsaza, to get to Gate 6 or whatever like that. The end result is that you just have a bunch of people running around with the wrong accessories with the wrong engraving, not because they choose it, but because they simply pad their item level the highest that let them kind of accelerate into content. On the bright side, it's probably still better than the MapleStory gearing system, where it pretty much just pure RNG, and if your item happen to boom, then GG I guess. Of course, during the network test, Brute Protocol only provided us with a really small portion of what the gear progression system will look like. We didn't really get to explore what the chip plugin system will look like because we weren't really able to get chips, for example, or just see how the RNG is really for the chips. But what really worried me is that if the early game progression is already rather difficult and you already start to hit major wall again and again in the journey to the end game, then it kind of worried what the end game will look like, especially considering it is 2023 and the most important aspect to a successful MMORPG is to ensure that your game have low barrier of entry, which is one of the reasons why many games nowadays have story quests that just hold your entire hand the entire way, because you want to make sure that your new player experience is good, your journey to the end game is good, and has a low barrier of entry, which is how you're gonna keep people invested into your game and actually play your game. Of course, Brute Protocol can potentially offer a lot more than gear progression. There are always the social aspect about an MMORPG that we didn't really get to fully explore. The world is definitely really pleasing aesthetically speaking, and MMORPG are always about playing with friends. But as a person who like to min-max and get to the end game of MMORPG, it does kind of worry me how the gear progression system in Brute Protocol will go. But maybe they'll change it, maybe they'll address it in the actual release. So again, if they do, I'll talk about it. I do fully plan on playing the full Japanese release whenever it does come out. So again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing it for more Brute Protocol content when the JP release do come out. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, I just happened to play free MMORPG at the same time. How do you know that? I mean, people in the last video complained that I probably never played an MMORPG in my life, so what do you know? Also, I just happened to met the Final Fantasy XIV director Yoshi P last week. Did you know that? He also signed that poster for me, which was pretty cool. And if you want to see other MMORPG content, I'm always available on my Twitch, where I'm currently starting Heaven's Sword on Final Fantasy XIV, twitch.tv/Tenten Games. See you there.